So have you ever wondered what happens to your motorcycle gear in the event of an accident? Well, I'm going to show you in the next two videos. So the accident in question was a motorcycle car interface travelling at a combined speed of around 110 miles an hour. There's a link up at the top about the accident and explains what happened in more detail. So today I'm going to be looking at what happened to my helmet and to my gloves, and then there'll be a subsequent video talking about the boots and the jacket, maybe if that's of some interest. So first off is the helmet, and this is a Bell Qualifier DLX MiPS. So it's called the MiPS helmet because it's fitted with the MiPS multi-impact protection system, I think it stands for, and that is designed to stop rotational forces from reaching your head and your neck in the event of an accident. Now you might be able to see the MiPS liner if I hold the helmet up and just shine a torch into it. See that yellow bit? So that is the MiPS liner, and apparently it just allows a little bit of rotational flex in the event of an accident. But let's have a look at the helmet. It actually came off quite well when you think about the speed. You can see there's a number of scratches on the front. Obviously I've lost the visor, quite a few scratches around the back. What you probably can't see, but I'll do some close-ups on, is around the visor aperture. There's quite a few scratches there, and you can see some scratches on the top. Now I won't be using the helmet again because it may very well have compressed in areas that I can't see, so I won't be wearing it again. But did it do the job? Well, absolutely. I had no head, spinal or neck injuries whatsoever. Didn't even have whiplash. It was probably the one part of my body, my head and my neck, that felt completely unscathed, and I don't think I even blacked out. So for me, the Bell Qualifier DLX MiPS did the job perfectly, and it was an absolute bargain as well. It was around £130 from Sports Bike Shop. So I always used to wear Horizon shoes back in the day, but I must admit, you know, after spending £600-700 on a helmet, I did wonder whether that actually translates into a higher degree of safety, given pretty much all helmets these days above a certain price all align to current safety standards. I still like Horizon shoes, you know, I think they look great, you know, and obviously you do pay for the finish. So I will be getting another helmet, of course. I won't be wearing this one anymore, but I will be going for another Bell helmet and one with the MiPS inner lining. As I say, I can't guarantee, or I can't scientifically say it saved my bacon and protected me from further injuries. Maybe it's just a superstitious thing, like wearing a special pair of coloured socks, but for me, I was very impressed by this. It did its job for £130. It's a really good value for money and a really good kind of balance of the equation between safety, style and comfort. And I should add, it's also a very comfortable helmet. It's got suede cheek pads in there. Let's face it, a bit of suede against your cheeks is always a nice thing. So I always found it a very comfortable helmet. So if you're looking for a mid-priced helmet, you know, definitely consider the Bell range. They've also got some really nice graphics, you know, not too mad, not too crazy, but some very nice, simple graphics. So Bell Qualifier DLX MiPS, highly recommended from my perspective. What's next? So it's the gloves. Now I've had these gloves for ages. Now these are the Held Wet and Dry, I think they're called. Now that always reminds me of sandpaper, various grades of sandpaper and stuff. But they're called Wet and Dry because they've got two compartments in them. So you can use them as a summer glove and you can use them as a winter glove depending on which compartment you put your hands. Sounds like really complicated, and I was a little bit wary at first, but they've been fabulous gloves, and I've probably owned these for about 5 years now. So much of the wear and tear that you see on them is just wear and tear over the last 5 years. It's not actually caused by the accident whatsoever. In some close-ups you can see some of the accident damage. There's a few scrapes on the knuckle guards, a few scrapes on the fingers as well where there's like little plastic vents, but overall the gloves maintained their integrity perfectly. You can see from the palms there's no rips, no tears, and they're absolutely perfectly fine, and I will be using these again. Again, I can't say whether they saved my bacon or saved my hands from any nasty injuries, but they did the job. You know, again, I had no hand injuries whatsoever, no scrapes on my hands, no gravel rash or anything on my hands. So for me, they did the job. So highly recommended Held gloves. They're also very, very comfortable. I think the palms are made out of kangaroo skin, and it's very, very supple leather, and I've always found them to be very comfortable. I mean, they're a nice tight fit. Jazz hands. They're a nice tight fit, but they're extremely comfortable and supple. As I say, they've got Gore-Tex in them, so they're waterproof, and they're also very warm when you use the warm pocket. I'll try and show you the pocket. So you've kind of got one there, and then you've got another one there. And as I say, it sounds more confusing than it actually is, but you put your hand in one pocket and you get all the benefits of the Gore-Tex and the warmth and all the loveliness. You put your hand in the other pocket and basically you've got something which is akin to a light summer glove. And it just seems to work really well. So highly recommended. I mean, these are expensive gloves. So they're around, I think I paid around £180 for them, and I think they're probably around the 200 quid mark now. But you know, I've had these for 5 years, and when you have a look at the close-ups, you can see how well they've managed. So great glove. Going to be keeping these. When they do wear out, I will be getting another pair. So that's the helmet and the gloves. That's how they fared at 110 mile an hour crash, combined with skidding across the tarmac and doing a few somersaults and stuff. So both the Bell helmet, the Bell Qualifier DLX MiPS did its job, as did the held gloves. So personally, I'm going to stick with these because they save my bacon. So the next video will feature the jacket and boots I was wearing at the time of the accident. In the meantime though, this is your crash test dummy signing out. Have a good day.